Welcome back. So soon. So soon. Well, that's because there was something in the media. Something that kind of got me irking. Something that made me want to rant about it. And it actually has to do with parents who think that they can meddle in things and make it better. Specifically, we're talking about comedy. Comedy is a very subjective thing. What you find funny, I might not. Vice versa, etc. ad infinitum. Okay? That's how it works. The specific thing that I'm talking about, and it's all over the place, but I have my specific example, is Peter Rabbit, the movie, came out 2018, has a scene where the rabbit uses a man's allergy against him. He's deathly allergic to a food substance, and the rabbit, who by the way can talk and use tools and is obviously fantasy violence, according to the MPAA that gave the rating for the movie, used the man's allergy against him. I thought, oh no, how horrible. Well, I have a child who's either a bully or a victim. That's the only people that would complain. The only people that would complain about this are the people who have a child who's a victim or a child who's a bully. Right? Right? Who else would? Anyways, that is my entire point, is that comedy is an open stage. You can make fun of anything you want. Everything in this world is a point of satire if you want it to be. And you know who the only judges are going to be? Your audience. You can complain about it, but here's the real complaint. Don't laugh. That's it, just don't laugh. Don't laugh, and you are doing exactly what you're supposed to do. If you don't think something's funny, you don't laugh. That's why there's so many comedians out there. If things were funny, but not to 99% of the world, guess what? Nobody would be laughing, and the person goes away. Do I think that Sinbad is funny? I don't think that Sinbad is funny. I don't. Maybe you do. Maybe back in the day he was really funny to most people. I don't find him funny. Does that mean he should get off the stage? No. That means that when he's unable to sustain a living for himself telling his crappy jokes, then he should get off the stage. But meanwhile, Sinbad's gonna go out there and he's gonna do his thing. I'm sorry that I brought him up, but it was the only pirate name that I could think of that was also a comedian, and I like pirates. I think pirates are really cool. But that's not a rant. That would be like chilling with the Joker, right? Chilling with me instead of ranting with me if I were to talk about pirates. So, what do you think? What do you think should be taken off of the stage when it comes to comedy? Maybe you know somebody who got into an accident while skydiving, and I put on the TV, and there's a guy who's joking about skydiving, and he's like, and the guys are all in their tight pants, and they're like, whee! And he's just doing something really, really stupid, like a lot of comedy people do, because a lot of them are really terrible, but some are pretty good. And that was my interpretation, my perspective of somebody who's really bad at comedy, because I don't want you thinking that that was me. No, obviously that's some comedian that would do. Anyways, he's like, whee! And someone's like, I know someone who died in a skydiving accident. I am offended by this joke. I'm offended by this comedian, and I never want to watch it again. Never, ever, ever. You know what? Everything you think is funny, every little thing that you think is funny, someone in the world finds is offensive. So, why are jokes allowed at all? Even the simplest of dad jokes are considered to be offensive. Let's see. What time did the man go to the dentist? At 2:30. Oh, I cannot believe you just said that. I know someone who had dental surgery, and it wasn't funny. The person's tooth was cracked, they had it taken out, it damaged the nerve in their jaw, and they'll never chew gum the same again. Do you get what I'm saying? Every little joke you ever hear is offensive to someone, so why do you have the right? Why do you think you have the goddamn right to take away what other people find is funny? Okay? It's subjective. You will never, ever, ever please everyone. Have you ever seen a politician get 100% of the votes? Even when there's only 2 people, they're split. When there's 10 people, they're really split. Do you know why? Because everybody has a different opinion. That is exactly why comedy has to stay on stage. Now, a large part of this has been that Peter Rabbit is going to give Bullies an idea. Oh, I never thought I could exploit little Johnny's food allergy before. Oh, now I'm gonna make fun of him with a peanut. I'm gonna eat a peanut. That's assault. That is attempted assault, I think, if you walk up to someone with an allergy knowing so and eat a peanut or crack a peanut near them. But that aside, do you really think that bullies didn't already think of this? Or worse, bullies are always, and always have been, skirting what they can get away with. All they're scared of is consequences. That's the only thing that really drives them. So, let's go back a few decades. Were there any real consequences for hitting someone? No. You hit that person, you didn't get hit back because the person was a wuss, maybe a Star Wars nerd or something. Their friends are too chicken shit to fight back. The teachers won't do anything, and the kids' parents say, don't worry about it. I used to get beaten up in school too, or I used to beat people. You see how this is going? So, we implemented a rule. No more hitting. Now there's actual consequences. You hit someone, that is assault. You're going to be charged as a minor, and you're going to get yourself some sort of a record. Maybe you're going to go to reform school. Well, suddenly the bully's like, wait a minute. I don't want that to happen. Maybe I can just hit them off of school property. And that works a little bit, or you just bruise them up a little bit, or you deny it, or say you didn't know. And then the rules come back and say, okay, no hitting at all. Oh, well, I pushed him. Oh, okay, well, then they make it no pushing. And then they say no touching. Do you see how far this is going? That's fine. Rules are great, but you're not going to stop a bully who has an agenda. A bully has 2 agendas: popularity and self-esteem. Of course, we're talking about youths, because as you get older, your goals change a little bit. Maybe it's about money or power. But at this young age, your money and your power is your self-esteem and your popularity. So what do? You pick on someone who may be smarter than you, more athletic than you. Maybe they just know shit that you wish you were included in. You want to feel included, popular. So what do? You form your own little clique. You beat someone up. And you encourage someone else. Hey, look at that guy. Let's look for some positive for. Look at that guy. He's wearing a Star Wars t-shirt. I'm looking back at the 70s here, by the way, but we can do modern. Okay, he's wearing let's see, what's unpopular with the kids today? He's wearing a Sesame Street t-shirt in grade 8. There you go, that's what I'm gonna stick with. And you get other people laughing. Well, now the bully, the person who feels good about stepping on other people, that's what they do, by the way. A bully is someone who is willing to get ahead by making someone else feel worse about themselves. That's really what it's all about. Otherwise, you're an opportunist. There's a difference between an opportunist and a bully, except for the bully is willing to make someone else look bad in order to make themselves feel better. So anyways, he scours the classroom and said, hey, well, that person is cackling louder than anyone else. Ha! Hey, remember that guy with the Sesame Street t-shirt? Now you've got a victim who's getting belittled and belittled and belittled, and you start to make allies. You're getting popular. And that kid's getting less popular. It's like a vampire sucking the blood out of this kid. Not everyone wants to be a victim, but you let the bullies run rampant, and that's what they do. But that's not even okay anymore. So now they can't name call in person, and they have to do cyberbullying. We've all heard of it. It's much harder to stop. It's much harder to track, right? Well, they're always going to stay as legal as they can and try not to get caught. Bullies aren't always complete idiots. They are the fools of society, if you ask me. But when they grow up, they end up in one of 2 places, generally. They either end up in jail or in positions of power, okay? Because they're opportunists who are willing to step on others to get ahead. And when you do that, you either wind up in jail or in a position of power. Those are basically your big swing options here. They're just the middle of the road people. People who smarten up. People who just mature a little later. Right? So, moving on. You've got your bullies who don't want to get caught. They're always finding ways not to get caught. What about the ones who do want to get caught? Have you guys ever run into that before? You have the bully who's got balls, is gutsy, and you know what? There's only a couple of reasons to do that. One, to really ramp up the popularity. If you can do something with minimal consequences that'll be gutsy as hell, and you can ramp up your popularity, you can also ramp up your self-esteem, that's option number one. Option number two is that maybe you want attention. You see, bullies, we always hear that they're sensitive and insecure. Well, the thing is, nobody's ever told us why or how it makes sense. It almost seems like something you tell the victim to make them feel better. Well, I'm gonna tell you why. Bullies are insecure. Most of them have self-esteem issues where they are bullies because they're not good at other things. They're not athletic or brainy or anything like that, or maybe they're not included in the larger clique of the clubs that I was talking about with your Sesame Street t-shirts. Okay? So those are the ones that we're talking about. Now there is a third type here, and that is if you are trying to get caught, maybe they don't know how to ask for help. Maybe they need therapy. Maybe they have nobody to be a sounding board for them, right? Because they always have to be tough. They can't use their friends as a sounding board. Their popularity will go down and their self-esteem is too low for that. And they can't approach their parents because, well, parents are uncool. So there's all kinds of little reasons why what you gotta do is you gotta not let the bully become a victim either. I'm not saying it's an easy solution. I'm saying that if a bully is doing something in open forum, then maybe, just maybe, they want to get caught and they need either attention or help. And we gotta get that for them. Otherwise, bad things can happen and they'll just snap. So, you might be asking, Mr. Joker, what about the bullies who are already smart and popular? Captain of the football team, right? Right, that kind of guy. The person who's valedictorian but he's laughing at others' expenses. Still a bully. Still a bully, still the same things. Except, let's go beyond self-esteem here. Let's go beyond popularity. Now we're talking about someone who's looking for fame and glory. Fame and glory are like the cousins of self-esteem and popularity. They're just a little bit higher. What you're dealing with is a severe narcissist here. If you're still willing to step on other people's heads to get ahead, then you have a little bit of a problem. And these people need to be dealt with swiftly. In our fair and equitable society, there should not be an opportunity to get ahead just because someone else is sinking. So, as I was trying to say, when you're on stage and you're making a joke and somebody says that was a terrible joke, you go on with your act. You don't change your act. Not unless you can repeatedly go up on stage and not get any laughs. Because that's what comedy is all about. You don't like it? Don't laugh! Besides, whoever said when a joke was too soon, anyways, something happens and then someone jokes about it, it's like, too soon! It's like, well, when is it not too soon? Well, like, alright, so somebody dies, a year later, is it too soon? I mean, people make fun of Helen Keller right now. That's considered to be pretty taboo. She's blind and she's deaf. The poor girl, she sounds like she's running around like a moron. It's not her fault, right? But people still make fun of her, and I'm okay with that. You can make fun of her. I might even snicker a little. It'll be a very guilty snicker, but I might snicker. Now, what if she was still alive? What if she was, say, 12 years old right now, and she was just learning how to say water under the faucet? Well then it's too soon. When is it not too soon with you people? It just never ends. Look, if somebody wants to go ahead and tell a joke in an open forum, you let them. You think it's offensive? Fine. But don't ruin people's lives or make such a big stink out of it. Just don't laugh.